Hello everyone, my name is Nishay Colvin and today I will be discussing the United States of Mexico as an emerging market for my final project. First, we're going to discuss the demographics. Well, Mexico has a growing population of about 119 million citizens. They have a growth rate of about 1.4%. The life expectancy for males is about 73, and the life expectancy for females is 79 years old. The nationality of the Mexico's citizens are Mexicans, and also their official language is Spanish. Next, we're going to discuss the geography. Well, Mexico is a very large country, but it's only 1/5 of the size of the United States. It's about 742,000 square miles, as you can see in the picture. It borders the United States and is also a peninsula surrounded by the ocean. The center of the country has a high plateau, and also there's a chain of mountains in the east and west. History. Well, before the Spanish arrived in 1519, Mexico was only occupied by Indian groups, and each Indian group was very different and they had very different social and economic systems. Well, those Indian tribes would build villages. Once the Spanish came to Mexico, they began to conquer the Indians, and the Indians died off from many diseases such as smallpox and measles. Mexico fought to gain its independence with many other of the Spanish colonies in the early 1800s, and on November 6, 1812, Mexico officially declared its independence from Spain. Religion. Mexico's religion is mainly Roman Catholic with about 88%, and we also have two smaller groups, Protestants and Evangelicals. Political environment. Well, the official name of Mexico is the United States of Mexico. They have a presidential democracy. They also have an executive branch and a legislative branch. Their main three political parties are the Institutional Revolution Party, National Action Party, and the Party of Democratic Revolution. There is a very serious issue in Mexico's political environment of government corruption. Next, we're going to discuss the economic environment. Well, Mexico is one of the world's largest economies. It's in the top 20. It's also, the economy is very dependent on the United States. So that means if the United States economy does well, so will Mexico's. There's a lot of poverty and drug trafficking in Mexico, and that deals with their social and economic problems. And even though Mexico has these issues of poverty and violence, they are still increasing, and the Mexican peso is devaluing over time, but they're doing well. Mexico's GDP is about $10,000, and Mexico is also known as a manufacturing giant, meaning that many larger companies come to Mexico and do their manufacturing there because of the low prices, the low costs. Mexico's economy is still growing despite all of these issues, and they experienced a 3.5% growth in 2015. Overall, Mexico is a great place for investment and business. Globalization. Well, you can't discuss globalization without discussing the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA. Again, Mexico is one of the 15 largest economies in the world, and when the NAFTA was started in the 1990s, it helped increase the exports and imports throughout the country. The North American Free Trade Agreement reduced tariffs, it relaxed trade restrictions, and it also helped the country's overall GDP. Next, we're going to discuss foreign direct investment. Well, foreign direct investment, or FDI, is when one country invests into another country. So one business in America, for example, will invest into the business of Mexico. Next, we're going to discuss Mexico and FDI. Well, Mexico is an emerging market that is very open to FDI. The government really wants it and really works hard to get other countries to come in and invest. It is the world's 10th largest FDI recipient, and also the inflows increased to about $21.5 billion in 2015. The foreign direct investments are very concentrated around northern Mexico, and this is because this is where most of the automobile factories, and also this is where the country borders the United States. So a lot of foreign direct investment is coming to northern Mexico. It's also prominent around the Yucatan Peninsula, and this is because these are the areas of high tourism. The automobile, electronic, energy, finance sectors are the most recipients of foreign direct investment in the country, because these are industries of great demand. Next, we're going to discuss Mexico's industry. Well, the United States is the largest investing country into Mexico. Then next you have Spain, and then after that you have Canada. And some of the industries that they are investing in are mining, manufacturing, construction, financial services, trade, the hotel industry, real estate, and tourism. So of course you're wondering, who is investing in Mexico's economy? Well, you have many large Fortune 500 companies who are investing their dollars into Mexico's economy and benefiting from it, such as Walmart, IBM, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and L'Oreal Cosmetics. Mexico is the land of opportunity and is the perfect place to break into the market and expand investor supply chains. Well, because of, as I stated before, the strategic trade agreements such as NAFTA and the Pacific Trade Alliance, it brings great opportunity to Mexico and also increases other countries coming in and investing. There's a very low labor cost, and that is because Mexico's cost of living is very low as well. So they don't have to pay Mexican workers as much as they would pay, for example, if someone started a factory in the United States. Also, Mexico has a very young and skilled working class, and this appeals to the manufacturing and technology industry. The location of Mexico, especially for the North American Free Trade Agreement, it is very easily for imports and exports to move in and out of the country. The government has a positive attitude towards investments and always working toward getting other countries to come in and invest. And also, there's plenty of resources that businesses can benefit from. Also, the government is planning currently to improve their infrastructure, and they also have improved the infrastructure over time. So this also helps the transportation costs to become lower. Next, we're going to discuss the entry strategies. Well, first you want to develop a very close relationship with the company that you are choosing to invest in Mexico. And this is because direct communication is preferred. Mexicans are very price conscious, meaning that they want to feel like they are getting a deal out of the investment, that is personal. Also, they want to have financing options if available. It's important to create a plan with long-term and short-term objectives, and also to be committed when you're coming into this country. Also, there are other entry strategies such as sales or manufacturing through a foreign subsidiary, using a joint venture with a foreign partner, exporting through an agent, licensing of technology, and direct export to customers. There are many factors influencing entry strategies such as cost, culture, commitment, and timing of entry. And you also always want to take all of these factors into consideration when you're investing into Mexico or any other country, because this can make or break your business. For example, if your product is of high demand, that means that many people are going to buy. So you want to make sure that you're choosing your timing of entry very wisely. Also, control. You want to make sure that the way that you are entering the country, you are able to control your company. So if you're doing a joint venture with another Mexican business, you want to make sure that you're not losing control of your business. And also, culture is very important, and Mexicans pride themselves on their culture. Next, we're going to discuss the product that I chose to bring, or service that I chose to bring into Mexico. Well, the service that I chose to bring was Float. And Float is a mobile taxi service that will be similar to Uber. It is a safe and reliable transportation means for Mexican citizens who are on the way to work or on the way to their daily lives. So when I say safe and reliable, drivers of the float will have to adhere to background checks. There will also be mobile tracking on every car to make sure that it's going to the correct destination. There will be surveillance inside the car to make sure that everyone is being taken care of and that nothing goes wrong. Also will be a panic button for both the driver and also the passenger, to make sure that nothing goes wrong. There are also going to be low competitive rates. We're going to offer group rates because Mexico prides themselves on being group oriented. They're going to be split fares to make sure that, you know, if you ride with your friends, that the cost can go every which way. And also reward points for passengers who frequently use the app. Also, floaters will only be able to use the transportation service through the mobile app, and that's because we offer cashless payments, and that's a safer way to provide our service. Why did I choose a mobile transportation service? Because Mexico is in great demand of a safe transportation service. In my research, I saw that many citizens did not feel safe going to work. You know, they didn't feel safe using their taxi services. So I chose to use this to try to bring something better for it. Also, we will enter the country with a strategic alliance with General Motors. In negotiation, we plan to build and maintain a relationship, be very group-oriented, create a win-win situation for both parties, and also take all the time you need. We don't want a work rush situation. In conclusion, Mexico has a very bright future and is very open to opportunity. In the future, I see that Mexico's economy will increase and it will be better in the future. Thank you.